But first, let's go away to Tottenham. Spurs coming out for a match they know they must win to have a chance, a reasonable chance at any rate, of avoiding the drop. A side that's won only one of their last 6 games and now with a long injury list when least they wanted it. So quite a problem for them. Spurs now without Jimmy Holmes, their new signing from Coventry. That just adds to their problems. He's got an ankle injury. But at least Spurs do have Ralph Coates and John Pratt fit after taking recent knocks. As for the visitors, Sunderland, everything's going their way at the moment. They're getting the results and they're not getting injuries, so they can field an unchanged side. Tony Towers, who came into the side at Easter, he stays as captain. So a test of nerve and character for several youngsters in those two sides, like Mickey Stead, who takes the place of Jimmy Holmes for Spurs, like Glenn Hoddle, still in his first full season for Spurs. And the same can certainly be said of 18-year-old Kevin Arnott in the Sunderland midfield, of 20-year-old Sean Elliott, and for the Sunderland number 11, Gary Rowell. The referee today at White Hart Lane, Ray Toseland, he comes from Kettering, and the crowd there at Tottenham, 34,000. So Sunderland get this vital relegation game away. They're attacking the goal to our right in an all-yellow strip. Spurs in white shirts with black shorts. It's a question of the winner getting another chance, the loser coming some way towards getting the chop. But Sunderland with a brilliant run behind them at this stage of the season, really. Their last 11 games, they've lost only 2 of them. Here's Coates challenging Doherty. And the linesman on this side flagging, giving a free kick to Sunderland. 7 years since Sunderland were here, and the fellow in the middle there, Steve Perryman, played his first game for Spurs on that day in 1969 when Sunderland came here and won 1-0. He's the only player from the two sides on that day still with those two clubs. John Pratt's header, doubtful all week he was. Here's Taylor. Rowell on the far side, number 11, a foul by Pratt on him, giving Sunderland another free kick. John Pratt. And Joe Bolton with this free kick for Sunderland. Lifted high into that Tottenham penalty area, and it was Mickey Stead who got the header away. Here's Towers. Played this time for the number 4, Kevin Arnott. And here's Naylor. Taylor. Oh, and he didn't get that one. Ashurst with a shot, and Barry Daines forced to go down there. Bounced just that little bit awkwardly in front of him. Ashurst taking that shot well as it opened up for him. And Daines at least pawing it away. Get forward towards Jones again. Nodded into the middle there for Taylor. Touched on this time for Coates. Coates feeling he was pushed in the back there a little bit. Oh, and a bit of pushing and shoving there with the referee didn't see, and maybe he saw just the last of it between Sean Elliott and Peter Taylor. This is Arnott leaving it for Lee. Towers. Arnott again, nice touch. Elliott. No, there's a little bit of needle there already. Towers and Taylor very nearly beginning a flick up there, and Peter Taylor involved in both those little incidents. Free kick to Sunderland. Mike Doherty with it. Played short for Tony Towers. Hoddle getting in there, a touch to Pratt, back to Hoddle again. The way back to Daines is barred though. Well, all the nerves showing there. Kevin Arnott, only signed professional for Sunderland in December. Here he is, number 4. Brilliant young prospect, and Peter Taylor getting in hard. The throw given to Sunderland. Doherty with it. Claiming he's got nobody to throw it to, and the referee, I think, will want a bit of action fairly quickly. Count Arnott. Amazingly, that ball didn't go out of play first time. It went for a throw in the end, which Doherty will now take then, and he's taken already for Sunderland. Here's Towers. Crossed in and cut out by Perryman. A long ball away to Chris Jones. Chested down for John Pratt. Played on forward for Jerry Armstrong to chase. Waldron's there with him. Waldron trying a back pass. And Armstrong, well, he almost got in there. And Waldron looking just a little lethargic there as Armstrong challenged him. And in the end, it needed a save from Siddle. So, corner to Tottenham. Coates taking it. Spurs have brought men forward. And Sunderland brought them back. Hoddle just getting in there and getting in there well. And an offside, which the referee gave because the linesman was still scurrying to get back into the right position. But the referee, Ray Toseland, it was the linesman who was scurrying, but Ray Toseland was perfectly placed to see that it was offside. So, Mike Doherty. Coates for the header. Chris Jones. Now, that was Ashurst played that back there, and Bolton, a cushion header there back to Siddle. Before the number 7 for Tottenham, Chris Jones could get in there. Osgood in well and hard, but Arnott winning that one, and now another whistle, free kick. Perriman now, high towards Armstrong, and now for Chris Jones, linesman flagging. Well, we're getting a stoppage every 15 seconds and a pass back every 20 seconds at the moment. And so much time wasting that the whole afternoon is becoming a complete bore. I think the referee's got to play a bit of advantage to get a swing into this game as well. Osgood really stretching to get up there. And a throw to Sunderland. Towers. Good long ball there by Towers, and in fact, Fielding that seemed to be jumping at the Sunderland player. But the pass has gone astray, and it's with Doherty. Now with Lee. What a good cross as well there, Stead. And Rowell on the far side. Here's Rowell. Turn back again for Towers. This could be promising for Sunderland, except that Coates is in there before Bolton. And away goes Ralph Coates now for Tottenham. Chris Jones in the middle. And across the face of that goal, hit nicely into space, in fact, and Siddle has to go diving down. Good work there by Coates. Tremendous run by him, and in fact, a perfectly played ball, except that there was nobody quite up enough. Well, when you speak about the gusty wind, the hard pitch, the tension of the occasion, making all those allowances, it's still a pretty terrible first half. Taylor and Elliott getting involved again, and Taylor involved in a rather reckless tackle there on the young Sunderland number 8, right in front of the referee. And I would say Peter Taylor a little lucky to escape without a yellow card for that one. Waldron. Even making all the allowances, it's been a pretty terrible first half. And in fact, mercifully, I suppose, for a lot of people, we've got a 10-minute break now as the whistle goes for half-time. Probably the most dreadful first 45 minutes we've had in a game this season. A lot of tension showing. The referee, Ray Toseland, very patchy in some of his decisions as well. And Spurs, for a match they've got to win, to make advantage count for these home games that they've got, 3 home and 3 away, a long way from getting the win they need. In fact, they haven't even mounted a serious shot in the first half. A half-time score, then, with still a lot to come on the big match today. Spurs 0, Sunderland 0. We'll be right back with that second half. to White Hart Lane, and surely in this second half it can only get better. It really has got to, so far as Spurs are concerned. They must take full advantage of this home game to get 2 points. After today, both these sides are left with 2 at home and 3 away. And offside straight away, giving Sunderland a free kick. Absolutely imperative that Spurs get 2 points from this game. Waldron with the free kick for Sunderland. Instead, just too high for Stead. Here's Lee. Okay. Danes with the kick. Bolton quite happy to let that go into touch and give a throw to Sunderland. Trying to get in there, Lee holding him off, may end up getting in there, but still Lee holds him off. Towers finding Doherty. Chipped on in there again towards Mel Holden. Pratt away, but not very far. Pratt trying to get in there again, and again not getting it away very far. Gary Rowell playing it wide this time for Kevin Arnott. Wide now for Tony Towers. Oh, they're having a flick up again there. And Holden's goal! Well, what a blow for Tottenham that is. There was a bit of scuffling going on the far side there. It looked as though half the crowd and the players had their eye on that. And that long cross was hoisted in, and the big 6'2" man Mel Holden was up there. And although Barry Daines just got a hand to it, he couldn't stop it just going inside the post. Spurs 0, Sunderland 1. And here's the man, Mel Holden, who has scored a priceless goal for Sunderland and really made things very awkward indeed now for Spurs. That's the man. And Barry Daines, a valiant dive across his goal, but he got that left hand to it, but that wasn't quite enough. Well, there are a few Geordies down here, a few rear-siders, and they'll be overjoyed at having made the trip to see their side go 1-0 to the lead. Here's Holden again. Osgood played on for Taylor. He's all right, he's onside. Waldron was playing him onside. Not a good cross. In fact, it was a terrible one. Well, there's a slight relief there inside the body of Jimmy Adamson. Keith Collins, the Sunderland chairman, on the right. Taylor not able to get there. It's Rowell on the far side, and a free kick now given to Tottenham. Well, someone it looks as though is in danger of being booked for kicking the ball away. Kevin Arnott. Well, it's a yellow card for Kevin Arnott for kicking the ball away when there have been tackles in this game that are much more likely to do harm to everybody. And your dissent has got to be punished, but I think you want consistency as well. Jones trying to find Jerry Armstrong. Bolton playing it with great caution back to his keeper. For Arnott, chipped in again, this must be number 2, and it's Holden, and he's missed it! And it's nodded away by Pratt. Well, what a let-off there for Spurs. Here's Hoddle. And the ball played in again. And an offside there. What a... Well, in fact, while there's all the play's been going on in the centre of the field, both Barry Daines and Mel Holden down and needing a bit of treatment there. But what a remarkable escape for Tottenham, with some great work by Bob Lee. And a little pass there to Arnott, and what a lovely ball Arnott played inside, very unselfishly there for Mel Holden. And Holden just took a little too long. The ball careered into the air, and it was John Pratt in the end who managed to nod it away. Instead, playing it for Armstrong again. Oh, he's got in nicely there. Well, that went hopefully across the face of that 6-yard area. A head in the right place would have tucked it wide of Siddle, but it wasn't there. In fact, he did very well to burst between those two Sunderland defenders, did Armstrong. I'm not quite sure what he was intending to do with that shot come centre. Osgood winning it fairly and cleanly. Jones. Hoddle. And Elliott beating it. I must say, from a distance on the field, that young Sunderland number 8 is a dead ringer for Kevin Locke of West Ham. Here's Naylor. Walden up there, looking very secure. There's Stead getting in. Now can Hoddle get this one over? He's got 1 or 2 Spurs players up if he can get it over, which he succeeded in doing, but it wasn't a very good cross. Towers quite easily able to nod it away. A throw to Tottenham. Ball played into Steve Perryman, who's gone forward now for Tottenham, forsaken that back 4 position to linger with the front runners in the hope of snatching an important goal, which Spurs so badly want. Again, they've played everybody offside. This time the linesman's been overruled by the referee, as Osgood made that great run from deep. Armstrong played on for Chris Jones. Now here's a chance for a Tottenham equaliser. Oh, and what a goal! A beautiful equaliser by Jones. 1-1. My word, he took that well. He really couldn't afford to miss, and it was abundantly clear he had no intention of missing. A ball played through beautifully there for Chris Jones, and as Sunderland tried to recover, wallop. Siddle no chance whatsoever, and Spurs get back into the game. Spurs 1, Sunderland 1, and Chris Jones, the man who scored it. There he is, 2 goals last week against Queen's Park Rangers, and now he's looking for another one. So now that'll get the Spurs crowd behind their team again. And it makes you wonder whether the pendulum is going to swing Tottenham's way now. They really hadn't carved so much as 1 half chance into this game, and it took a marvellous goal by Jones to bring them back into it. Stead going in hard. Dave Merrington in the middle there. Doug Collins on the right, the substitute. Banners behind that goal now from the Spurs fans. Perryman with the free kick. Jones running in towards it. Armstrong getting in there too, but the header wouldn't come for him. And Tony Towers got it away. Throw, an accidental handball. Good decision, linesman. Jones. Free kick, it has to be. A foul by Waldron, and he's going to get a yellow card. So suddenly there's a bit of hope on the horizon for Tottenham. From being slowly squeezed out of this game, stifled by Sunderland and really by their own inadequacies as well, Tottenham. One moment of brilliant attacking football has given them a chance to get into this game again at 1-1 and to go searching for the 2 points that they must take from this game at White Hart Lane. Coates and Naylor, the men behind this free kick. And it's Naylor chipping it deep towards Armstrong on the far side. Hoddle couldn't get in there. Bolton with every chance of getting it away. Tottenham throw with Pratt. Hoddle nodding it on there towards Jones. Inside this time for Armstrong. A touchback for Perryman. And Taylor onside. But the ball played just a little too firmly ahead of him. Naylor seemed to delay a moment there, and Sunderland have got men forward. Here's Towers lining up the shot and cracking it straight at Terry Naylor, and a corner for Sunderland. Well, that looked very ominous there for Tottenham, because very quickly indeed Sunderland got about 3 or 4 men up. Here's the corner now. Hit in low this time. Osgood getting it away. Hoddle not quite getting there. Arnott instead for Sunderland. Nice little chipped in there, and it's there by Rao. No, disallowed. Referee has disallowed it. The linesman's gone roaring back into the middle, but the linesman, the referee rather, saw something there that he didn't like. And the goal was disallowed. Could it have been for offside? Turned into the back of the net there by Rao. And a goal disallowed. That's a corner. Coming to the last seconds. Well, equally, if I was saying a moment ago, if Spurs could grab something in the last few seconds, well, I suppose the same thing must be crossing the minds of the Sunderland supporters here now. As Towers takes that corner towards the near post. Naylor, Waldron, playing it for Arnott. And an offside. Well, I don't know what Tony Towers is doing, because that whistle had gone, the flag was up, and he's going to be booked. That's the third Sunderland booking. And 2 of them have been, both Arnott and Towers, for kicking the ball away. Naylor with the free kick. Jostling there between Jones and Waldron. Here's Perryman. Now Stead. Osgood. Played for Pratt. Sunderland with everybody back. Guarding this point. Taylor now. Well, he seemed to have set himself up with a half chance there. Oh, and a little chip there, just saved by Siddle as Perryman was in. Well, the first real brilliant touch we've had from Peter Taylor there as he crossed that ball in across the 6-yard area. And Siddle gathered it just before Perryman could get in. Tony Towers, the Sunderland captain there, I'm sure will be delighted with the point. And that's what Sunderland have got. And Spurs will be very disappointed indeed that they haven't made home advantage count to the extent that they've got 2 points in this game. Mel Holland scoring for Sunderland 2 minutes into the second half. And then 10 minutes after that, the number 7, Chris Jones, getting a blockbuster for Tottenham that made it 1-1. So the full-time score at White Hart Lane, Spurs 1, Sunderland 1. But a poor match, no disguising that, and for Spurs a very disappointing result, and there's no disguising that either. I thought Spurs looked aside engulfed by the importance of the occasion, and it did seem for one fleeting moment, some, 7 minutes from the end, that they might have surrendered both points when Gary Rowell got the ball into the net for Sunderland, only to have the goal disallowed. But a very good decision here by referee Ray Toseland. I was a bit critical of him during the course of the game. He looked a bit fussy to me. But I must say, it was an excellent decision that had a bearing on the relegation issue. You can see as that ball comes in, Waldron and Rowell both offside, and certainly Rowell offside in this situation as he receives the ball there from Waldron. The linesman, in fact, was at this point running back to the centre of the field, but Ray Toseland saw the offside, gave it, and as I say, it was a good decision and a very important one as well. Well, after the game, I spoke to the two captains, and first of all to the Sunderland captain, Tony Towers, and I told him that it had struck me that they looked such an organised and disciplined side in defence.
Yeah, well, as I say, like, this all goes credit down to the manager and Dave Merrington. As I say, when he come to the club, like, he's got his all discipline and organised. But not to get away from Chris, he took his goal brilliantly there. He smacked it on the turn and went back at net. Yeah.
You had 3 players booked. You were one of them.
Well, as I say, like, it was an hard game. It was a physical game, that.
But, I mean, you were booked for kicking it away, weren't you, kicking the ball away? I think, was it Gary Rowell also booked for kicking the ball away?
Kicking it away. I think these are silly bookings, really. I don't think you should get booked just for kicking the ball away as an important match like this. Fouls, yes, but not just knocking the ball 10 yards away.
There was a fair bit of niggling, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a needle match, as I say, Brian. I can't say it anymore. The thing is, it was an important match. And both teams were trying to get both points, and as we said, it was like a cup final, and it finished up stalemate. And
time wasting as well, Tony? I mean, it's a bit of an inquisition, but there was a hell of a lot of time wasting, I thought, today.
Yeah, well, as I say, Brian...
I mean, was that deliberate? I mean, did you say we must slow it down, we must take our time over everything, or is this just a part of your game that you always play?
Well, I think you've got to play it when you're playing away from home as well, and as I say, they put us under pressure a bit in the second half, you know, and I think Leeds used to this in the old days. They used to go down injured and things like this, so... as I say, all credit to the manager. He comes and teaches us a few things.
He taught you that?
Well, of course.
Well, make what you will of that. At any rate, next I spoke to the disappointed Spurs captain, Steve Perryman, and I raised with him the subject of Tottenham's poor scoring record in recent matches. The worrying thing from Spurs' point of view is that you really made so few chances in a match that you desperately had to win with home advantage as well. You haven't been scoring many goals lately.
No, it's unfortunate. Since Jerry and Chris have been playing together because of the injury to John Duncan, the first 7 or 8 games they played together, we created more chances than we have the rest of the season, I thought. And just lately, the chances are starting to dry up a little bit. I didn't think we had too many at Arsenal and Bristol City. But, and really today, it wasn't until we pushed a few up that we created a few more chances towards the last, 25 minutes of the game.
In fact, you pushed yourself up, didn't you, when you went the goal down?
Yeah, well, it's not, being 1 goal down, it's not really worth having a spare player at the back. And just being an extra player creates a lot of pressure on them. And obviously would have liked to have won, but it wasn't to be.
2 at home and 3 away now. I mean, to be realistic, you've got to face the possibility that it's going to be the 2nd division next year.
Well, obviously there's a possibility, but you don't like to...
Isn't it a probability now?
No, I don't think so. I think we was in worse trouble, or as bad trouble 2 years ago, and we scraped out of it in the last game. You can just hope that the same's going to happen this year.
But with the greatest respect, having seen today's game, even if I were an avid Spurs fan, I wouldn't see the form there that would give me a great confidence that it was going to happen in the next 5 games.
Well, you're not a Spurs fan. It's hard to say, as I say, at this stage of the season, fear grips you a little bit. And to be quite honest, I don't think we'd have been bothered how the game went as long as we'd have come off there with 2 points today. Looking forward to next year, patting a player or anything, as long as we got 2 points, we wouldn't have cared.
What do you feel about 2nd division football?
Well, if it's to be, it's to be. There's plenty of good players in playing in the 2nd division, and as I say, if it comes to it, it comes to it.